y'all. So if you're new, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is where I share my knowledge, wisdom, and perspectives on things that I've experienced on my journey of truly connecting with self. And so today I'm gonna be completely breaking down what it truly means to transmute energy and the most effective ways to transmute energy from my personal experiences. Because truly learning the power of transmuting energy has been a very beneficial aspect to my evolvement on my journey, yo. So when learning to transmute energy, you must first be aware that you are a being of energy yourself. This physical body is just your vessel. It's not your true essence. Your true essence is your energy. And with that, you must also be aware that emotions are just energy in motion. Energy that you have the power to transmute, you feel me? But most people just surrender to every emotion that comes up and they make it their own and they let it consume their energy without realizing that they have the power to transmute energy and cleanse energy. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's really from the fact that people aren't aware of their true power. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people just let emotions consume their energy and they don't really know how to deal with them. But don't worry, that's what I'm here to teach y'all, yo. So I'm gonna just start with the basics, right? So the key to first learning to transmute energy is to firstly be aware of the emotions that constantly trigger you, right? And then where those specific emotions are rooted from. So what specific situations, what specific moments, what specific people constantly trigger your energy to the point where it brings you out of your natural state, right? And then once you sit down with yourself and you're fully aware of the things that constantly disrupt your natural flow, the things that constantly trigger you, and what specific moments those triggers would usually come up, right? So once you establish this, then you want to start to expect these triggers to come up in those specific moments, right? And then whenever you find yourself in those moments, firstly, you want to go into it with the mindset of not even letting that emotion affect your energy at all. Like the way in which you would usually be triggered, like don't even give it any energy at all. Just go into it with your observer energy and just previously like envision yourself not even getting affected by that emotion at all, right? But then say you start to feel that emotion like start to stir up, right? So all you want to do is consciously, again, be aware of that form of energy, right? And then consciously like grab that energy and then just breathe through it, yo. And when you're breathing through it, you want to have the intention to transmute that frustration or whatever it is just into love, into your heart space, right? So every deep breath that you take, just imagine that frustration, that form of energy being transmuted all into your heart space, right? And it can't be too forced. Like you actually have to come to some sort of acceptance with whatever it is that you are feeling, right? And again, you can get real creative with the ways that you transmute energy. This is just the simplest way that I found to transmute energy, is to just simply just breathe through it, yo. Again, there's many different forms of transmuting energy rather than just breathing through it, right? Because remember, all that you're doing is transmuting a certain form of energy that's detrimental to your natural flow. So anger, fear, like etc., right? You're transmuting whatever it is into a higher form of energy that's beneficial to you. Like that's literally all that you're doing. So there's various ways to, you feel me, transmute energy and connect to that higher form of energy, right? So of course, breath work is one, but you can also transmute whatever it is you're feeling into some type of creation, like whatever your creative outlet is or whatever big goal that you're moving towards, right? Or you can work out. Like working out is a great way to transmute energy, as you can literally channel that frustration or whatever it is you're feeling into fuel to enhance your workout. You feel what I'm saying? So like I said, you can get real creative when it comes to various ways that you can transmute energy. You can literally like dance, you can run, like do some sprints, you can have some sort of punching bag, like etc. Yo, there's also different scales to transmuting energy too, right? Because it can either be from recent or present moment experiences, like something that didn't go your way or something bad that happened to you that was completely out of your control, or someone sending hateful energy towards you, like etc., right? Or it can be energy that's built up across months or even years throughout your life, like your biggest traumas and things of that nature, right? And so when you let a certain form of energy, a certain occurrence, like weigh on you for an extended period of time, it's going to be that much harder to truly transmute and cleanse that energy. It's going to take much more patience and much more willpower to, again, truly cleanse and transmute that energy, yo. But also, the longer you let a certain form of energy build up, the more power you'll be able to draw from that energy, you feel me? So truly being aware of the weight of the energy that you're trying to transmute is very important to keep in mind when you're transmuting this energy, right? So when you're transmuting energy from more recent experiences, the key is to envision the specific movement that you want to create in the present moment through whatever form of energy that you imagine, right? But simultaneously being aware of the frustration or whatever it is you're trying to transmute. So you want to consciously, again, grab that form of energy and then transmute it into whatever it is that you're envisioning. Whatever form of energy that you're envisioning, transmute that form of energy into that, right? And this gives your mind no choice but to align your energy with what you're focusing on so intensely, right? And so when you're doing this, know that you have absolute free will and you have much more power than whatever it is that's weighing on you. You feel me? But in order for this to properly work, you're going to have to come from a genuine space. Remember, you're not trying to run away from the frustration or whatever it is you're feeling, but consciously being aware of that emotion, accepting and loving it for what it is, and then transmuting it into whatever it is that you're envisioning so intensely, right? And so, for example, when you're about to start working out, literally take a deep breath and envision the version of you that's working out so intensely, right? And then channel that frustration or whatever it is you're feeling into that workout. You know what I'm saying? So again, when you're transmuting energy that's been built up for an extended period throughout your life, like your biggest life traumas and things of that nature, right? You must truly be aware of the weight that carries and how long you truly let that energy weigh on you. You feel what I'm saying? And so again, you have to give yourself lots of grace and lots of patience as you're coming to acceptance with whatever it is. You feel what I'm saying? So as an example, the thing that most of us all deal with is the struggle of living in this system, right? And how it's affected us personally and the people closest to us, right? And so when it comes to the violence and the huge financial struggles, like et cetera, right? This causes a lot of frustration to boil within us, right? Because we know deep down in our souls that this is not how we're naturally supposed to be living, yo. You feel what I'm saying? So instead of letting all that shit bring you down, channel that frustration, that deep frustration, into something really powerful, yo. Like your biggest life goals or the thing that you're most passionate about. You feel what I'm saying? So just a little example. I know most of y'all probably know the basketball player named Jimmy Butler, right? And so when he was growing up, he ended up being homeless at like 14 years old and things like that. I don't really know the full story, but like he lost his house. You feel what I'm saying? He got kicked out his house. And instead of letting that bring him into a state of depression, he channeled that frustration, you feel what I'm saying, into becoming the best basketball player that he could be. And you feel me? That's a huge part of why he's, you feel me, the player that he is today. You feel what I'm saying? So when most people think of transmuting energy, what comes to mind is transmuting a negative emotion into a positive one, right? But you can also simply transmute positive life force energy into your own by connecting with another living essence. And obviously what I mean by that is connecting with nature, right? So connecting with the energy of the sun or the moon or the ground or the trees, right? Like etc. Because these elements of nature hold strong life force energy. And so when you're connecting with them with great intention, like it's very beneficial to, you feel me, be able to transmute that life force energy into your own. You feel what I'm saying? Because remember, we're no separate from nature. We're one with nature. So when you're connecting with nature, you feel me, you're connecting with that strong life force essence. And so, for example, when you're sun gazing, it raises your level of consciousness and awareness, and it brings you mental clarity and just, again, brings you strong life force energy that you can transmute into some type of creation or to further deepen your meditation. Or if you're working out outside, it'll enhance your workout. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Connecting with these elements of nature is super beneficial when it comes to like transmuting that life force energy. You feel what I'm saying? And I would highly recommend checking out my video on our connection to nature as I speak on these things to a much deeper level. Also, another great way to transmute energy is to simply just listen to music, yo, because music carries a very powerful frequency. And so when you're listening to music, you're basically becoming one with that frequency. And so whenever I catch myself in a little bit of a bad mood, or I'm getting a little bit frustrated over something, like sometimes I'll just listen to music, yo. Like, you could be in a bad mood, but then when you just play your favorite song, like, you're just over it and you just want to start dancing or just singing your heart out or whatever it is. Like, that's a great way to transmute energy, because when you're listening to music, again, you're becoming one with that frequency. You feel what I'm saying? So say you're going somewhere and you're a little nervous, right? Like, just play some calm jazz music, like just to calm your whole nervous system. You feel what I'm saying? Or just calm your whole energy field. And listening to music while working out is also a very powerful way to transmute energy, because the frequency that you're listening to will help enhance your workout and therefore enhance the energy that you're trying to transmute. You feel what I'm saying? But personally though, my favorite ways to transmute energy is to play basketball or work out or to simply just breathe through things, because I found that the simplest and easiest way to transmute energy is to just breathe through them and not even give that emotion much energy at all. But certain things are going to work better for you that wouldn't work better for me. You feel what I'm saying? So you just got to get real creative when it comes to transmuting energy and just find what works best for you. You feel what I'm saying? But when it comes to truly transmuting deep built up energy from long extended periods throughout your life, like your biggest traumas, and more specifically for me, like the deep traumatic things that I've been through on my spiritual journey so far, like a lot of these things I could have completely let bring me down and bring me in a depressive state. But I found that the most powerful way to truly transmute all this built up energy is to transmute it into some type of creation, into your biggest goals, the biggest things that you want to manifest for yourself, like the things that you're most passionate about doing. Like, instead of letting all that built up energy bring you down and constantly weigh on your energy, like transmute all of that built up energy into a further drive to create at your absolute highest potential. You feel me? And that's the best way to truly deal with things that feel impossible to overcome. Because once you transmute all that built up energy into what you're most passionate about, it'll become easier to come to acceptance with whatever it was that was consistently weighing on you so heavily. You feel what I'm saying? Because you wouldn't have been able to create with that strong drive without going through those hard times. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's like truly the beauty of creation. And so yeah, when it comes to these deep traumatic things that I've been through, instead of letting those things completely weigh me down and bring me in a depressive state, like, I just transmuted all of that into what I'm most passionate about, what I'm doing right now. You feel what I'm saying? Making the most out of my content and making the best content that I possibly can for y'all. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, that's easily the best and most powerful way to transmute built up energy, is in some type of creative outlet, yo. Just to briefly add on to what I was just saying, like, when I truly learned everything about this system, how every single thing is designed to keep us in a low vibration, and every single thing is designed to steer us away from our true power, and how we just been fed lie after lie after lie, and literally every single thing is designed to bring us down. And this whole system is just not how we were naturally supposed to be living on earth, yo. And just the fact that for the majority of my life, I operated through such a limited and fearful mindset, and it's all a reflection of this system. Like, when I truly learned all of this shit could have easily brought me into a depressive state, and I could have just let it totally just bring me down and just consume all of my energy. But instead, I channeled all that frustration that I was feeling from learning all these things into literally just becoming the best version of myself, making the best content that I could make, and just being the best version of myself that I can be on an everyday basis, and just creating the most free, the most peaceful, the most blissful reality that I can possibly create. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's where this strong drive comes from. And so I just wanted to share this with y'all, just to bring somebody some type of inspiration to, like, I know that this system is hard to live in, and every single thing is designed to bring us down. You feel me? But don't forget your true power, and use all that shit as fuel to, you feel me, accomplish your biggest goals and become the best version of yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, yo, that's pretty much all I wanted to speak on. So I hope y'all genuinely enjoyed this video, and if you genuinely did, all that I ask is that you drop a like and sub if you resonate with my energy, as I go a lot more in depth on a lot of different topics. But yeah, share your thoughts, your questions in the comments below. But I hope y'all taking care of yourself, and peace and love.